Everyone thinks that we're living in the worst of times, that the world has never been as crazy and chaotic as it is right now. Here's the thing. Our nervous system is not designed to wake up to murder and mayhem in the morning, to have news reports throughout the day, to have things come up on your Facebook feed, to know about a bomb strike, to know about civil unrest, to know about a flood on the side of the world. Our nervous system is not designed to cope with this. We come from a village life where the news was local. There may have been a town crier in the square ringing the bell and saying the news for the day, but it wasn't a constant bombardment, unless you're talking about Shirley from next door who used to gossip all the time, of really awful things. And the thing is, they say sex sells. Yeah, fear sells. Fear sells. And that's what the media does. The media is seeding in fear, so we keep turning to the media for the answers. Well, some of us. And some of us just like, well, the news will find me. If I'm meant to hear it, the news will find me. We know that there are stresses in the world, right? What we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about how you can actually cope with them. Because the thing is, what we're doing is we're just holding on to all the stress. So little stresses happen this day, oh, bad news. And we just keep holding it. And we're not completing the stress cycle. Now, the stress cycle idea, I got it from Emily and Amelia Nagoski, and they wrote a book called Burnout. And that's the thing that stuck with me from that book. It's like, you have to complete the stress cycle. You have to discharge the stress from your body. Otherwise, you're going to just keep accumulating it. There is a biological process that your body can go through to start discharging that stress. And it doesn't have to take loads of time. And I'm going to share some ways of doing that with you. Every generation has had something to fear. World War II, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, the Cold War. And when I was a kid, it was CFCs destroying the ozone layer, and coming from New Zealand was a real issue, especially being a ginger, never wearing sunscreen and no ozone layer. Things were looking grim. Now we've got global warming. And, you know, my godson the other day was really concerned talking to his mum about World War III, and he was terrified because kids have got access to the same news that we do. And they're taking little bits and pieces and they're creating meaning around it. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting managing the influx of information that we have to deal with on an ongoing basis. I was actually reading something and it was talking about, you know, these are all big world things, right? But I was reading something, I was talking about people in general, on an average, have 156 emails a day. I mean, that just makes my vagina clench. That's just ridiculous, right? And then you've got all the meetings and people are taking work home because they can't get the work done during the day. Like, it's insane the amount of information that we are inundated with. Our poor nervous system is getting hijacked constantly from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to sleep. And sometimes we're not sleeping well through the night. And it's leaving us feeling a little bit defenseless about, oh my God, just more. So we're treating this like a personal failing, right? Like that we're not feeling like we're coping so well and things are getting on top of us. But the truth is, our biology, our mind, it's not equipped to handle this. This is what's happening in your subconscious mind. It's seeing everything as a perceived threat. And I've talked about this in other videos. Your subconscious mind is a drama queen, right? And its one job is to keep you safe. And all of this information feels very unsafe. And then we feel like we're living in an unsafe world. And then we're reading the newspaper and we see a murder that happened over there, a house break in. Oh, the world's just going to shit. Everything's going to shit. But we're getting all of the bad news as well, right? We're getting all of the bad news. We're taking that on. And then that feels like our reality. And it feels like, you know, everything's unfriendly. Everything's like out to get us. And that's when we've got to look at, what can we do to feel safe in our bodies? Because suddenly our body even feels unsafe, to feel safe in our body and to feel safe in the world. And that's where the idea of completing the stress burnout cycle comes in, the work of Emily and Amelia Nagoski, twins, great names. And what they do is it's looking at, how do you discharge that stress from your body? Now, if you think about it, if you think about animals, what happens to animals when they're stressed? They shake it off. They Taylor Swift that shit out of their bodies. That's like a rabbit, right? A rabbit is chased by a fox. It gets away. It's like, yes, as it bounces off. And it's like, this is cool. I got away. And then it shakes it off its body. It shakes it out because it has to get rid of that nervous tension. My dog is a shaker. She's a little, I think they call it little white dog syndrome. She shakes all the time. Not all the time, but, but anything that happens, she shakes it off. Like, and she's very sensitive. If I scold her, she's like, shakes it off. So I have to be very gentle with her, which is like good to temper my energy. So when you're shaking it out of your body, that's one of the things that you can do. And I saw this video ages ago, and it was like in the wild, they had to catch a polar bear and they had to tranquilize it. I don't know what they were doing to it, tagging it or something. So they had a helicopter, which is stressful as anything for a polar bear. It's just like, what is that big bird in the sky about to eat me? And it was running, and they got it with a tranquilizer dart. And then it lay there, and they were scientists and all that were all standing around it, and it just shook. Its whole body was just shaking the stress out of its body. But us humans, we get the stress. We keep the stress. We hold the stress. And the stress starts becoming a bit of our identity as well. The anxiety creeps in because, you're not keeping up, right? So on Monday, the Instant Pot blew up. On Tuesday, somebody was late. On Wednesday, that deadline is looming. So now you've got to work overtime. Thursday, family drama. Friday, somebody leaves their cup out in the kitchen and you lose it. You're like, oh my God, the only person that does anything in this house. And I see you mama bears holding the whole mental load for the house as well, to be fair. I mean, if that's not enough, that would be one day. And so we're not taking that stress and releasing it from our bodies. So this is what you can do. This is how you can complete the stress cycle, and you can do it over and over again. You can do it after any little thing, and it doesn't have to take a load of time. You can shake it out. Put Taylor Swift on, shake it off, 2 to 3 minutes, vigorously shaking your body. Now, I've done some hardcore stuff in my life, and one of the hardcore things that I did was shake meditating for 6 hours a day. And you'd be singing mantras and doing 6 hours of shake meditating, like moving your body and moving the energy around your body. It is intense, so powerful. And feeling the energy and the change of state in your body is incredible. And you can get that benefit just by shaking it out vigorously. And you feel like a twat when you're doing it, but just shaking everything out of your body. You could do some jumping jacks. I did some squats the other day. And then the next day I was like, why have I got a sore ass? And I really remembered, oh yeah, that's right. I did some squats beside the couch. I was just like, what exercise did I do? Go for a walk, change your state, and get into that state where you're just like, okay, I can breathe. Breathing helps as well, doing deep breaths, because that resets your nervous system. One of the things that I do, like 6-2. I don't like box breathing, which is breathing in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. You might like that. You could give it a go. But I start panicking on the out because I'm like, I need to breathe in. I can't hold it for 4. I don't like doing that. I'm okay on the top, but I don't like doing it on the bottom. So I do 6 in, slow 6, not like 1 to like slow 6, hold for 2, 6 out, hold for 2. That's what I prefer. But breathing is a really good way to connect back into your body and to soothe your nervous system. Have a good laugh, have a good cry. The key is that physical movement and release, because it's telling your subconscious the danger is over. We can reset now. I want to share with you the difference between trauma, stress, and anxiety. And all of them really are just taking your energy away from the present, right? It's robbing your energy of the present moment. Trauma is when something has happened to you in the past and you have associated a meaning around that memory, because it's now only a memory. It can't hurt you anymore. You've associated a meaning and you've attached emotion to that memory, right? So when you think about that, when your subconscious mind goes back into that, it can feel like overwhelming in the present day because you're dragging all of your shit from the past into that present moment. Stress is what's happening now, right? So you read the news or deadlines or email overload or whatever it is. That's what's happening now. That's your current stress. Anxiety is when you're projecting into the future. You're just like, yeah, but what if this happens? What if that happens? All 3 of those things are taking you out of the present moment. It's sucking your energy. And that's where, if you don't have all of your energy to be like that rabbit that was like, yes, after it nearly got its head bit off by a fox, then you're not able to have those coping mechanisms that are going to set you up throughout the day. But if you want lasting change, that's when you've got to go deeper than the conscious work and go into the subconscious, where all of that patterning is forming about how you actually cope with stress, because then that becomes a part of your identity. Oh, I'm an anxious person, or things really stress me out. Is it? Or is it that you haven't had the coping mechanisms to be able to deal with it effectively? So we can remove that from your identity. That's not who you are. That's just how you've coped up until now, because you didn't have the resources that you could have when you deal with it on a subconscious level. Because here's what the conscious techniques can't touch. That's the fundamental belief that you have formed about the world, about how the world is unsafe. So you may have formed the belief that you need to be hypervigilant. You need to be looking for, I need a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. What if that goes wrong? Yeah, but what if that doesn't work? If you're believing that the world is inherently unsafe, you're not going to feel safe even in your body. And if you're thinking that you have to be hypervigilant to be safe, that's exhausting, because you start feeling addicted to that feeling of always being on, because on some level in your mind, like, I have to be on to make sure that everything's okay. It's like being the puppet master of this, puppet master of the universe. It's exhausting. So we need to put down the puppet strings, and we need to come back into the safety and security of our own bodies to feel safe in our bodies, so we can feel safe in the world, even in interesting times, even when things feel a little bit chaotic out in the world, even when we're directly impacted by that. There are so many things that we cannot change, but what we can change is our ability to respond to them. Your subconscious formed those patterns to protect you, but now they're keeping you stuck in survival mode even when you're safe. So doing that subconscious work to make you feel safe in your body is so important. If you want more insights like this on how your subconscious mind works and how you can make it work for you to make the most out of this one wild and precious life that you get to live, thank you, Mary Oliver, for that little bastardization of your quote there, then make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing. And I've got something for you, a little something, which is the Intrusive Thought Incinerator. This is a freebie download. You get to download it and keep it and use it, so you are not stuck 2 a.m. on a Thursday morning thinking, why did I say thank you when somebody asked me how I was doing that day? No, we don't need those thoughts. You can download it, check the show notes for the link for that, or I've got this new short link thing. It's really cool. bron.cc/intrusive, and it'll take you right to it. If you're ready to work on a deeper level with your subconscious mind, then you're going to love Transform. This is my membership, my hypno membership, and you can get started for $1 for 10 days. Now, there is a hypno in there that is perfect for this topic that we've just discussed. It's called How to Find Your Center in Interesting Times. Yeah, it's pretty magic. $1, 10 days, all access pass. So you can come in and see for yourself. If you like it, you can stay. It's only $12 a month. If you don't, you can bounce. It's all good. Until I see you next time, remember that it's only when you challenge your reality and create that reframe in your mind that you get to change your reality. And you can start changing your reality today.